Hey y'all, and welcome to Bonner's Market, and welcome to the Here Comes Fall Leaves and Flowers collab. I am super excited about today's video because I am collabing with some amazing creators for you today. Make sure you go to the playlist and see what everybody has done for you because they are beyond amazing. The host today is Ellie with DIY from House to Home. So thank you, Ellie, for putting this collaboration together. Now let's get into DIY number one. DIY number one. Here we go with the tongue tie. I am going to take this little square picture that I got from the Dollar Tree and a page out of this calendar. This is one of the newer 2022 calendars that you can get at the Dollar Tree right now, and it has some gorgeous pages in it. So I'm going to go in and take out the one that has the sunflowers on it. It says Fall in Love. Now, I fell in love with my amazing husband 30 years ago, and we are about to celebrate our 29th anniversary. Now, with the Mod Podge, if you have trouble keeping it from wrinkling your paper, just use a little bit of heat. You can use a heat gun or an iron, and it'll take every one of those wrinkles out. Now, for my handle, I wanted to, or hanger, I don't know why I called it a handle. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I decided to get some beads. Lord have mercy, I can't even talk today. And color them. Now watch this. It's a little trick. You take about a quarter teaspoon of paint. I am using the Waverly Maze and a drop of water. That is it. And yes, it's going to color every one of those beads. So I take my brush and I just sort of swoosh it around, add my beads in there, and swirl it around. And that's it. With a quickness, all of those beads are covered completely. And you don't have to miss anything. So then I take a skewer and I grab them all out of there, and then I go back with my paintbrush and I just even the paint. When you swirl it around like that, it gets a little thick in some areas. So you just take your paintbrush, smooth it all out, let it set to dry, and within about 5 minutes, they're completely dry and ready to go. Now I'm going to finish the edge of my picture. Now you can use your hand sander without wetting it, but to me it just makes it go a lot quicker and it gives it a little bit smoother texture when you're done. But you just barely wet the edges. You take your hand sander you get from the Dollar Tree and just sand it down. And it looks like it was made on the sign. You literally cannot tell that that was two pieces at one time. So once I got that done, then I grabbed some things to make a little bow. Now, if you've been on my channel before, you know I cannot make a bow to save my life. But I'm getting okay with the messy bows. I tend to make them a little bit too long like I did this one. And when I cut this one down, I cut it a little bit too short. But it is what it is, and it worked out okay in the long run. So I just took some random assortments of ribbon and stacked them on top of each other in this little X pattern. Then I took a piece of twine and tied it around it, excuse me, to make my little bow. And then here is where I'm going to go in and trim it. And like I said, I trimmed it a little bit too short, but it still worked out in the long run. But once I got it trimmed, I added one of the bigger sunflowers I got them in a package from the Dollar Tree and just put it right on the middle. And I thought it was the perfect addition to add to this little picture. And to me, it just made it so stinking cute. And then now I'm going to make my hanger. So I take my beads that are now dry and I add them to some twine. Now when you're doing that, make sure you put something on the tip end of your twine so that your beads will go on without fighting with it. It needs to be firmed up a little bit, and the piece of tape is perfect for that. You can also use some hot glue, but just make sure that the glue is starting to cool off before you take your fingers and rub it on there because you don't want to burn yourself. I just string my beads on. And then I make sure to tie a knot at both ends so they don't slide around because I didn't do the whole entire string with beads. Once I did that, I took them and I glued it to the back of the picture. Don't worry about how ugly that is because we are literally fixing to cover it with some craft paper and give it a really nice finished back. So I take the craft paper, cut it out, put it on there, glue it down, and trim it up. And that is all there was to making this adorable fall picture that has the most beautiful flowers and leaves. And it is perfect for this collaboration today. So make sure you leave me a comment and let me know what you think about my DIY number one. Now, if you are here for the first time and you're from this playlist, welcome to Monner's Market. My name is Brenda, but my grandkids call me Monner. That is my grandma name, and I treasure it. So that's where Monner's Market name came from. So let me know what you think about my DIY. Let me know if this is your first time here or if you're one of my OGs and you're here all the time. But either way, thank you for watching. Now let's get into DIY number two. So for DIY number two, I am going to use flowers and leaves, but in a little different way this time. Now this is one of the new mason jar pictures that just come out at the Dollar Tree, and it's pretty cute the way it is, but it's a little cheesy looking. So I'm just going to take it apart and give it a little facelift. I'm not going to do a whole lot to it. So I take the white Waverly chalk paint after I go in and sand it down a little bit so it'll accept that paint a little better, wipe it down, and I put 2 coats of the white chalk paint on there just so I could cover up those leaves that are at the top and the bottom. 1 coat wasn't quite enough to do that. So once I got the paint on there and it dried really good, then I went in with just a regular everyday pencil and I used my little square and made sure I got my line straight and just made those little shiplap lines or whatever you want to call them. And it was just a cute little touch. Then I took this piece of paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. You can get it on sale all the time for $4 and I love the print. Absolutely love the print. It has got the most beautiful leaves and flowers on there. And my daughter, who this is for, she's just a minimalist. She does not like a lot of bling and hoopla, ribbons and bows and all of that good stuff. She don't like a lot of color, and this is perfect for her. And her last name starts with a P. So then I take my Mod Podge and I just Mod Podge it down and used a little bit of heat, like I said a few minutes ago, to get all of the wrinkles out and make it as flat as it could be. And it just literally works perfect every time. When I discovered that you could use heat to get the wrinkles out, it was a game changer because I hated Mod Podge until I figured that out. And now I don't mind using Mod Podge at all. As a matter of fact, I love using it. So definitely a game changer when you know that you can apply heat to get all those wrinkles out. So once I got that done, I took my little towel and I just rubbed. That's all I did was just rubbed across those pencil marks and softened it up and blended it in a little bit. Then I reattached my little galvanized piece at the top, and I took a piece of this ribbon that I got. I want to say I got it at the Dollar Tree or either Walmart at the end of Christmas last year, and I love this ribbon. It is so high end. It is so beautiful looking, and I want to say I paid 30 cents for it at the end of the year last year. I did get about 4 rolls of it. I simply made a little shoestring bow and added that to it, and then I reattached the same little hanger that came with this, and that is all I did to this picture. And for Sarah, this is perfect because, like I said, she is not a blingy kind of girl. She don't like a lot of hoopla, so it's just perfect for her. So I just reattached it and glued it back down. That was all there was to it, and this one was done other than putting the craft paper on the back of it, and I'm not going to show you that because I've already showed you that a few minutes ago. But this is how that turned out, and you can see those flowers and leaves through that P, and it is just so pretty to me. I think these mason jars are just the cutest, and they're very large. I didn't measure it, but I would say it's a good 14 inches from top to bottom and maybe 10 or 11 inches wide. It's a pretty big piece. So now let's get into my final DIY number 3. For DIY number 3, I'm making this cute little pumpkin. Look at that. Oh my gosh, is that adorable? I found these napkins at the Dollar Tree and absolutely fell in love with this print. I knew I wanted to put it on something. And then I found this little pumpkin and was like, yes, thank you. That's what I'll do. Now, do you see the little wood looking, whatever that is, on the edge of that paper right there? I thought that was really cute. So I took my cashew and painted my pumpkin. Once I got the pumpkin painted, then I went in with this Deco Art Vintage Effects wash. It's the same thing as the Waverly, what is it called? Antique wax. And then I just made those same little marks that mimicked what was on the edge of the napkin because it was so cute and it went so cute together. Then I tore apart the bottom piece of my napkin, bringing just the top layer with me, and it was perfect for this little pumpkin. I took my Mod Podge and I Mod Podged that down. Once I got that Mod Podge down, I put a little heat to it. I didn't have very many wrinkles at all, but I did take my heat and the roller, and then I took my X-Acto knife and I cut the little spots out where those little pieces come together at. After I did that, I finished it up with a few more of those little, I guess it's little wood pieces. I don't know what it is, but I think it's so daggum cute. But anyway, after I did that, then I took some twine, just Dollar Tree twine. Yeah, okay, go ahead, Brenda. Dollar Tree twine. Say that 3 times fast. And covered that stem, made myself a little finger bow, and added one of the tiny sunflowers. Then I took a Jenga block, regular old Jenga block, and made a stand for it. And that was it. That's all I did to this cute little pumpkin, and I fell in love with it. And it mimicked those napkins perfectly. Y'all, I love this. Look at that picture. How stinking cute is that? Make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this DIY right here. This has got to be my favorite out of all 3 of them. I love it. Look at that print. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I know I've said I love it, 10 times now, but I do. So now I'm going to show you my final reveal. This is what I made for you today. I surely hope you like it, and I'm dying to know which one is your favorite. So leave me a comment, like I said, down below. If you have not already given this video a big thumbs up, please give it a big thumbs up. That really, really helps to support my channel. If you're new to my page today, welcome. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. If you have been coming to my channel and watching my videos, but you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on and join my family and hit that subscribe button. When you subscribe and you like and you share and you comment, those are the things that YouTube is looking for, and it really, really, really helps to support my channel. So do all of those things for me, please. I work really hard for you guys to make things and give you some inspiration, and it would just really help my channel grow. So thank you again, Ellie, for putting this adorable collaboration together today. Thank you to the other ladies for participating with me. I can't wait to see what you've made today. Thank you for coming to Monner's Market. Thank you for watching. Bye now.